Filming live from the firehouse, it's Good Night, Christopher Blue, with special guest Melissa White. I'm your co-host Reverb, and here's your host, Christopher Blue.
Hello, and welcome to Good Night, Christopher Blue. I'm Christopher Blue, and we have a wonderful show for you tonight. Tonight, we're hopping back on that voice actor-actress train, and we're talking with someone who has many voices. But first, I'd like to thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to click that bell so you get notified whenever we upload new content. When we come back, Melissa White.
Do you want to win $100? That's right. We are giving away $100 and you could win. Here's how you do it. 1. Subscribe to the channel. 2. In the comments, put the secret word that'll be hidden in every episode. It'll look something like this. And 3, you can get a bonus 5 entries every month just by signing up for our Patreon. At the end of Season 2, we will do a drawing to see who wins that $100 gift card, but we'll also be giving away some merch items as well. To sum up, subscribe to the channel, make sure it's public so I can see you're actually subscribed, comment on every video the secret word that's hidden, and get a bonus 5 entries every month that you are on our Patreon. Doesn't matter what tier. And you could possibly win yourself a $100 gift card.
Welcome back. I am here with Melissa White, voice actress extraordinaire.
Hi, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
Melissa, for those who may not know your face but might know your voice, give a small list of your credits.
A list of my credits. So I will be upfront and say I've mostly done indie work. So you probably haven't seen it or heard it, but one of my biggest roles is Valpatura in Nightshade Academy. It's an audio drama series. I am Eliza in Chethiya, which is a video game. I'm Darcy Savage in Eugene Cube, which is an animated series that's coming up, so keep an eye out for that. I've done some audiobooks as well. I've been in Time Saved by B.M. Nelson, which is coming out very soon, and also Under Renovation by Stephanie Haddad, which is already out, and it's really good. It's like a romantic drama comedy type book, so if you like that kind of stuff, definitely check it out. And I've done some commercials too, like for PetSmart and JetPuff, so those are just a few things I've done.
That's awesome. That's kind of like a really wide range of things, audiobook, commercial, video game. Would you say the acting, the what is the word I'm looking for? The approach is different for each kind of project?
Very. So it definitely depends on which genre you're working on. I would say, like for audiobooks, you have to have a lot of stamina and a lot of motivation to finish an audiobook because most of them are like over 10 hours long, which is crazy. So like, I don't know why people would want to listen to my voice for that long, but they do. And then for like commercials, it's more like you are selling a product, right? So it's like to make the product sound really good, and like there's like you can like put a smile on a brand is like a big thing. Like when you say the brand name, like PetSmart, like you smiling during it. And then for video games, it's very grounded and real. They're very much about like authentic reads. Mm-hmm. So it's like as much of yourself as you can put into a video game character, the better it's going to be. And then animation it's definitely more animated, right? Like that's why it's called animation. So yeah, it's definitely different for every genre.
What would you say is your favorite thing to do? Would it be commercials, animation, video games, audiobook?
I like video games.
Yeah?
Video games are my favorite because I like to just be real.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the easiest for me to get into character because it's just like, let me think about an experience I've had and how I can infuse it into this scene. Yeah, video games are just freaking cool, man. I play a lot of video games, so it's really cool to hear myself in one.
Yeah. What is your... we're getting slightly off topic, but what's your favorite game to play?
Persona 5 Royal is my favorite game of all time. I love the RPGs, so very into those.
That's awesome. I've spoken with a few voice actors, and I'm always interested when it comes to a character, where do you like to start to find that character's voice?
So I like to read through the script first in my normal voice. Before I find a voice for anybody, I try to think about So it's just like, obviously, if I'm playing a young boy, I'm not going to talk like me, right?
Mhm.
But for a lot of my characters, I do talk very similar to how I speak now, or like slight variations of my voice because it works. So like if it works for the character, I'm gonna use my voice as much as I can because I think like it is the most authentic version of me, right? And that's what things are all about. But of course, like it just depends on like ages. Like an old lady is not gonna sound like me. So it's just like it really depends on the character's specs, which means like how they're described, and it depends on their mannerisms and their attitudes toward things.
Well, you've kind of dug yourself in this hole, but now I need to hear your best old lady voice.
Oh no, I suck. I don't get hired to play old ladies. I did once, and I never again. What the heck is this? It's so bad.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Just keeping it real.
I do old lady voices at work all the time.
I don't know if you can hear it, but my co-host said, "I do old lady voices at work all the time."
Oh my gosh, I feel like an old lady. I should get that feeling and put it into my voice somehow. It's like, oh, my back, but I write old ladies coming.
Oh no, my brain went poof. Yeah, it does happen frequently. Tell us a little bit about the audition process. Like when you find a character or a role that you really want to do, what do you do to set yourself apart to try to nab those roles?
It's all about being specific and script analysis because anybody can just read the lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we can all, well, most of us can read. I can't some days, but it's really about because most of the scripts that you get are just out of context lines or scripts, and you have to make the story and make it specific. So like if it's this line that says like I really care about you, just saying that. You could make it sound like if you wanted to be funny. It depends on also the genre and whatever. But if you wanted to be funny, you could make it like sarcastic, which I like doing because I think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like really breaking out a script. Like, where are you? Who are you talking to? How do you feel? What do you want this person to do when you say this to them? So it's really about just like breaking it down rather than being lazy, which I have done. I'm not gonna lie. There have been times where I'm just like, but it's just so important, and that's how you set yourself apart, because it's like, oh, this person really took the time to think about this and give this character or this role life.
Mm-hmm. Now, you weren't born saying, "I want to be a voice actress." So what was it that made you realize this is what I want to pursue?
Well, I did grow up acting on stage.
Oh, wonderful.
I wanted to be an actor. And then my parents were not very supportive of that, and I understand because it's not very sustainable usually. So I kind of gave that up for a bit, and I changed course. I ended up being a mental health counselor for a little while. And
Wow.
I also worked at an animal rights organization for 5 years. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to try some other passions of mine because I like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But over the years, people commented on my voice, and I had somebody specifically say I sounded like a voice actor, and I don't know what that means. But I think it kind of stayed in the back of my mind. And I fast forward to when I moved to Las Vegas, which is where I am now. I was just like, man, I really miss acting. So I Googled acting classes near me. And I found a voice acting studio here. And I was like, voice acting? I never thought about that. And so I went to the studio here, and I took a class, and I immediately fell in love with it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to pursue this. Because it just fit me like a glove, it felt like. I was not good. It's not fair. Nobody is. No. Don't let anybody tell you that. But yeah, it's just it really felt like home to me.
I love that answer. So what would you recommend to other aspiring voice actors who have no idea how to get started?
So the first thing I recommend, there's a website by a very amazing voice actor, D. Bradley Baker. He compiled all of the questions that he thought of along the way in his journey on this website called iwannabeavoiceactor.com. And it's got every question you think of. It's insane. And it's all free information. So I always send that to people because it's see if you want to do this first before you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on it. So I say that, and then take acting classes. It doesn't have to be voice acting specific either. Just to get a general idea of how to act, because that's what it is. It's yes, we're using our voices, but it all comes down to the acting.
Mm-hmm.
So take acting bunch of like indie projects on there, or like low budget projects. And that's a great place to start and just practice and see if you even like auditioning, because that's a huge part of the job. So it's like, if you don't like auditioning, you probably shouldn't do this. So that's what I would recommend.
That's fair. That's fair. Melissa, where can people keep up with your journey, or keep up with what you're doing?
I am a slave to the Twitterverse. I'm on Twitter. My tag is @itsmelissawhite. Also on Instagram, that's the same tag. I'm on TikTok as Melissa X White, because It's Melissa White was taken too common of a name problem. My website is melissa-white.com. You can check me on there. I have all my demo reels, my resume, all that good stuff on there. And I think, those are the main places I hang out.
We'll make sure all of your links are in the description of this video, so you guys can click those links. Melissa, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a blast.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I love this type of stuff, so thank you.
Well, that's our show. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to click that bell so you get notified whenever we upload new content. Until next time, good night, my sweet baby angels. I'll see you tomorrow.